History is filled with many amazing and inspirational moments, many that belong to African Americans that have fought for their rights, peace, and dreams. I'm Brendy Garcia, and this is Humanities Highlight in Black History. Jesse LeRoy Brown was the first African-American U.S. Navy pilot who flew during the Korean War. Born a sharecropper's son in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, Jesse dreamed of becoming a pilot after his father had taken him to a local air show when he was just 6 years old. Since then, he knew no matter what the age or circumstance, he would become a pilot. Jesse graduated high school as a salutarian, notwithstanding the segregation of his high school. He knew that before he could become a pilot, he needed to attend college. Ohio State University was his choice after one of his heroes, Jesse Owens. The great Olympic champion had been a great star at Ohio State. Ignoring advice that he should attend a black school instead of Ohio State, Jesse enrolled in the engineering school in 1944 with the intent of becoming an architect. Jesse was excited to find that Ohio State had a Naval Reserve Officer Training Corps program that could lead to pilot training. The Navy recruiter, however, told him bluntly that the Navy had no black pilots and had no plans to have any. Undeterred, he passed the Navy exams, and during his second year of college, he entered Navy pilot training. Pilot training is tough, and a being of color couldn't make it any easier. While he experienced racial prejudice, his fellow trainees and instructors for the most part treated him like any other trainee, and in some cases even encouraged him. Jesse earned his Golden Wings on October 21, 1948, the first African American to do so. His picture appeared in Life magazine. The Navy had a strict rule that no marriages were permitted until after graduation from flight school. Jesse was in love, and he was certainly not averse to taking risks. He ignored the provision and married his high school sweetheart Daisy during his training, even though he risked being kicked out of the program. He successfully kept it a secret, even though it became more difficult after Daisy became pregnant. Jesse's life changed abruptly in 1950 when 100,000 Chinese soldiers poured into North Korea over the Yalu River, trapping 8,000 Marines. The Marines had to run a gauntlet to the sea where they could be rescued. Jesse's squadron, flying off the USS Light, was assigned to protect the Marines. Flying his 20th mission, Jesse Corsair was hit by ground fire over hostile territory and lost power. The only place to land was on the side of a mountain covered by snow. LTJG Thomas Hunter, a Naval Academy graduate and Jesse's wingman, watched in horror as Jesse's plane pancaked hard on the mountainside. Trapped in the cockpit, Jesse was severely injured in below-zero temperatures and died a hero for this country. Back on the ship, Jesse's squadron debated what to do. They didn't want to leave him for the Chinese, so they decided to give Jesse a warrior's funeral. The next day, 7 aircraft left the carrier and flew over the crash site, while one plane accelerated into a vertical climb toward heaven. The others dove and released their bombs on the mountainside. The voice of one of the pilots could be heard over the radio reciting the Lord's Prayer. On April 13, 1951, President Truman awarded the Medal of Honor to Jesse's friend and wingman, Thomas Hunter. Jesse was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Air Medal, and the Purple Heart. On March 18, 1972, the Navy christened the destroyer escort USS Jesse L. Brown. It was the first naval ship named after an African American. I'm Brendy Garcia, and this is Humanities Highlight in Black History.